Fine. Hello, welcome to today's session. And for today, we're going to be doing some annotations. And in that regard, we're going to be tagging some, we're going to be labeling some drawings. And before we do labeling, that means we need some drawings to be in place, right? So we need to do some drawings. And for this drawing, I am going to be using some practical drawings from CAD. CAD is an online CAD learning platform, and I'm going to take something from there. So just give me a moment. Let me bring it up. Okay. You can still hear me? I believe that. If you can still hear me, please use the chat box. Yes. Okay. Yes, they can hear me. Just hold a minute so let me get something out. Screen 2. Sure. Okay. We're just going to attempt this. We might not finish it. We might end up finishing it. But let's start by attempting it. So for this class, we're just going to attempt making something that looks like this, if not exactly like this. So looking at this drawing, you would want to ask, where would you want to start from? So let's see how we can start and get ourselves abreast. So you look at the dimensions and get acquainted with them. You notice that some of them are of radius, while the others are diameters. Like, so this is a symbol for diameter, while the arrow is a symbol for radius. Now, if you look here, you see that it's showing you this part to be radius 10. It means that this circle goes all the way around, and it was a full circle before they did some housekeeping, like trimming of some things and made uh, it look like this shape you're seeing. And also, if you look at this part, they will tell you that this one here is of radius 6. That means there was a circle from this center that went all round, and that circle is of radius 6. So, and they are also showing you this, telling you that they did some lines at angle 60 degrees. So this line, like so, is angle 60. They measure this angle here, 60 degrees. If you can see what I'm saying, if you understand what I'm saying to some extent or whatever, please use the chat box. Say yes, 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 if you can see and if you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, okay, okay. So we can continue. Now we're going to be working with the trim tool. We're going to be working with circle command, trim tool. We're going to use lines. We're going to use array, and then we'll do some modifications to the lines using our layers. We'll have to do some proper, close to proper drawing management. And we're going to add some dimensions to these things. And then we're going to edit the text in those dimensions. So you will have something that looks like so, 5x diameter, 2, blah, blah, and all this. So let's get started. Just go straight to AutoCAD. For this case, I'm just going to move this to my other screen so I can be working. But I will show it to you as I'm doing it also. So now for a start, you can see we need to know where to start from. We're starting from this center point, of course. Let's get this circle, the largest circle first of all, and then we'll do some array around it. Yes, the largest circle, then we'll array some things around the largest circle to get. If you notice here, this was where they did the drawing, the first drawing. So we'll start there. Share. Let me share my AutoCAD screen. So just move. I'm just going to do it myself. Turn off read. Keep all these ones, and let's get started. Oh wow, it took a lot of time. 10, and then we need to draw a line that goes across it. I need the quadrants to be on, so I go here. Take this. Do it on so I can do this. F8 to make it orthogonally restricted. Something happened there that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, so center of the circle, so that's there. Now 6 divided by 2, I'll go 30. Yes. 30 degrees. Okay, so that is it. Repeat line, take from this part. I think 120. Yes. Okay, so that's what I wanted. I'll just do a little bit of, I'm not going to trim now. Pick another circle. This circle will show this part. The circle that I want to take will show this circle now. I've highlighted this and this as you have seen, and I have the circle already. So now I want this circle. So you know that the circle is, the center of that circle is at the point of intersection between this line and this large circle. So that's what I want to do now. And that circle is of radius, what's the radius of that circle? So radius 1.6. So I'm just going to do that. Pick my circle, and here intersection. Don't have intersection. I have to come here and turn on the intersection snap tool. Apparent intersection. Okay. And intersection. I need both of them on. So, and I'll turn off nearest to be very sure it's not snapping to the nearest point. So I'll come here. We have, you see, intersection. Click on it. And I make the circle of radius 1.6. And we have it like so. Now I am going to array the circle. So you see we have the circle arrayed all around. So I'm going to count how many of those circles I need. Let me open this properly so I see it clearly. I need that circle to be arrayed, this particular circle to be arrayed. And I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I need 12 of those particular circles. So if you're following me, please use the chat box as I walk. If you're following me, please use the chat box. Follow. I need to see follow. Okay, so that's is following. Okay. And emotion, of course. Okay, now I want to array this, and I need it to be a circular array. What do? I'll do array classic. Did I show you array classic? I'll do array classic. Array classic is, of course, I did talk about array classic. It's a way of array creating arrays using a command. So I'll just type A, Y. And of course, we have array classic right there. We have the normal array, that's not what I want. We have polar array. Of course, polar array can help you create circular arrays like so, but that's not what I want. I want array classic. Array classic will bring up a dialog box for you to actually create an array with whatever you want to create it. So this is it. Now with this array classic dialog menu, you can decide how you want your object to be arrayed. Of course, the first option is rectangular array, which I don't want. I'd rather go for the polar array. Now it's asking me for the center point. In this case, I will click here to specify on screen. So I need my center point to be at the center of the circle, which is this. I need to be the center of the circle, not just the end point of those lines, which is this. Click there, and it has selected my center point. I've already selected object. If I have not selected object, I'll just click on select object, and then select the object I want to array. In this case, this is the object. And right click to go there, to go back. I did my right click to go back there. Or after I select the object, you can use enter to go there. I've selected my object, I've picked my center point. Now I need to check the way I want it to be arrayed. Now the method will determine how this object is being arrayed. I need to array this with total number of items to fill angle. I need to fill 360, and I need the total number of items to be 12, like I counted earlier. So it will be, the items will be 12, while it will fill the angle of 360. If I did 180, and I do a preview, see how it goes. So I have 12 items filling up this 180. That's not what I want. So kick or press escape to return to dialog. So if I press escape, it will take me back to a dialog. But if I right click here, it means I have accepted this thing, and that is not what I want to accept. So I'll just use the escape on my keyboard, and it goes back to the dialog. So I need 12 items, and I need it to cover 360 degrees. So now I'll preview. Now you see, I have a perfect array right here. If you are following, please use the chat box, say follow. If you are following me up to this point, how I array this item, please use the chat box, say follow. Okay, you're following. So now, this is a preview. Yes, as you may have known, this is a preview. So, and after this preview, if you're okay with it, you just right click or you press enter. If you right click or press enter, it means you have accepted it according to what they are saying here. But if you use escape, you're going back to the dialog box. I'm going to use escape to go back to the dialog box to explain some other things. Now, angle between, if you wanted to use other options, we have them here. If you want total number of items and angle between items, you can do that also. If you want angle to fill and angle between items, you can also do that. But the option I have is the option I want to work with, which is I need to fill 12 items to a circle of 360 degrees. So that was the one I chose. So now I'm going to click OK to accept this. And I have my arrayed items. Okay, I believe you can see this. I believe you can all see this. So I'll go up to the next part, which is housekeeping, a little bit of housekeeping. I'll need to do a little bit of housekeeping. Of course, you can see like so. I need to trim off some of these parts so it looks nice. I need to trim off some of these parts, like the top of this circle. I need to trim the top of this circle and also this other parts. So that's what I'm going to do immediately. So to do that, I'll just go to my trim tool. To do that, I'll just go to my trim tool. Who's not on this call? Is okay. Samuel, please, you would want to mute your mic, Mr. Samuel. Mr. Samuel.
Hey, I'm coming.
Please, if you have anything to say, please use the chat box. I would really appreciate it if you use the chat box, if you have anything to say. Okay. No problem, I understand. Sometimes our phone decides to operate themselves and it's good, or our devices. So now let's get back to class, or let's get back to work in this case. So now I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. I will just go to my trim tool and then trim off some objects or geometry that I don't need. I don't need this. I'm going to trim them off. I don't need this. Trim them off too. I don't need this. Trim this part off. Trim this part off. Oh, I'll stick on for some. I like the display of that anyway. I'll still take it off. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. And there is something I can activate now that will help me do something faster. If I come over here, you see some options. If I just click on fence, see what it will help me do. Fence. With the fence, I just need a fence to do my trimming. Just select where I want to trim. And you need to be strategic about it also, so you don't trim off some elements you'll be needing. So I'm going to do this like so. I'm going to do this like so, like so, like so, so, and like so, like so, like so, and out. Then I hit enter. And you see, I've got my items all out of the way. If you understand what I just did, please use the chat box. Please use the chat box. And of course, I'm going to delete these guys because I won't be needing them for now. I'm not even sure I'll be needing them anytime. Okay. Okay. So I use the fence option for the trim tool, and it made that clean trim like you've seen. So now I'm going to go over to the next item on that object, which will be this circle here. I'm going to construct this circle, and this circle is from this origin. All other circles are from these ones, and these ones here are from this origin. So we have this circle, and I think this is a circle that links with this. So yes, of course, that is it. This circle links to this one. So I'm going to make a circle of radius 6 that will help me get all these other objects. So now I'm going there. I'll pick my circle tool as usual, center radius circle. I hover around this to get the center of that. to get the center of this. Move around the circle here to get the center of this. So the midpoint here that I need to be displayed. And that is it. I'll pick on that point and draw my circle of radius 6. So now, at the intersection of this line and the just drawn circle, I'll make some circles, and I'll do that also here. So I'll do that also here. So just chill while I do that. Chill like cheesy. Cheesy is here. And orange and someone went out. Wow. See that when one person comes, the other person goes out. Okay. So now let's go intersection, of course. I'll make the radius of that circle is 1. So I'm just going to put 1 there. And then I'm going to mirror it. I did not mention we're going to be using the mirror command. I'm just going to pick this part to mirror it. And my mirror line will be this straight line here and down. And I say no because I want to keep both sides. And we have it like so. You see? We have it like so. Now, after that, okay, so we assume that we've gotten we assume that we've gotten some of these things, like this part, which is this part here. That is, see if you can visualize it, we've gotten that. And we've gotten all these ones, all these shapes out. And this part will represent this end part. Now we need to get this part here and this other one. Both circles are from this origin, and this first one is of radius 7, while this second one, they did not tell us the radius. We are going to find that radius by ourselves. How do we do that? I will show you. Now, the first one is of radius 7. That one will be easy now. That one is easy peasy, just like cheesy. So let's do that from here. First, in the center of the circle. Okay, I need to make it 7. Enter. Of course, we have the 7 now. Now we need a circle that goes this way. There are so many ways we can do that. We can decide to offset this circle by the diameter of this circle. This circle was radius 1. That means the diameter will be 2. So if we offset this circle by the diameter of this circle, we're going to get the second point. And we can also do tan radius, yeah? We can do tan radius on this circle also. So let me start with the tan radius. In this case, I'll go tan. No, not tan radius, sorry, tan. Now I need a third tangential point. Let me try this. I'll pick this. I'll pick this first point. I need a center point. Tan might not work in this case. So we're going to go with option 2 because unless we override it to select endpoint, that is this endpoint, and do a tan, then specify second point of circle. This one, second point, and third point. This one, which won't really give us what we want. So we're going to use the other option, which is to offset this circle by the diameter of this smaller circle. So how do we do that? It's quite a little bit easy. We come to the offset tool. Like I told you before, this circle here is of radius 1. That means the diameter will be 2. I just input 2. And I select object offset, which is this circle. And I select this other part. And we have it like so. If you understand what I just did, the brainstorming session, please type understand. Use the chat box. If you understand what I just, okay, Chizi Amadi understands. Any other person? Okay, Morishala understands. Okay, we're good to go. Chinagorom, you're part of this call now. How will I leave you out? Okay, yes, you do understand. Okay, now let's continue. Trim tool, I need to do a little bit of housekeeping, like that's my tradition. I'll just have to trim off some things, like this part right here. We may necessarily not need. Oh, we need some part actually, but not this one. Yes, we don't need that one. We don't need this one. We don't need this one. We need this one, but we don't need this one. And this one. And this one. We don't need this one. We don't need this one. We don't need this one. We also don't need this one. Okay, so we have it. I know I'm leaving the rest of the items there. We need them for something. Oh, I think I made a mistake somewhere, but I'm going to extend this. It's to look like so. To extend that anyway, I use Shift while using the trim tool, and it extends it. Okay, so we've gotten a great level, and we're still moving. We've gotten to a great level, and we're still moving. Glory be to God. Okay, now the next one is we want to get these circles. But before we get that circle, we need to complete this array. There's an array here, and it fills 120 degrees. So the number of items is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 items, 120. That means here is equals to 60, and this other part is equals to 60. Let's try and see if we can achieve that. First of all, we need to draw the lines to mark these points. It won't be easy. It won't be hard, rather. It won't be hard because, from this center point, you can get to this point and then this point. Same thing here from this center point, you can get from here to here and then here. So we're going to do that and attempt it. Okay, let's go. Line 2. Okay, pick a point. And I want it to do minus 120, right? 60. Minus 60. No, not minus 60. Minus 30. Okay, yes, that is it. I have one of minus 30. Enter. Now I need a little circle, which is already here. Yes, that's a circle. Now I need to draw another circle to intersect this circle and this line I just drawn. It should be this point right here. And that little circle is of radius 1, just like these other ones, just like these ones I did here. So it's of radius 1. I'm just going to put 1, enter. So we have our little circle. Now we need to array this circle in such a way it goes around this. So we need to do that. How do we do that? It will be very tricky. The angle is of 120. And okay, let's try. We'll do array classic. I'm going to use so many ways. First of all, let's try array classic. Polar array, of course. Select objects. This is the object. Before I do that, let me do something. I will move this one. I will mirror it using this as a mirror line. And I will trim off some parts. I'll trim off this part. And I'll trim off this part because I don't need them now. This part and this part. I don't need them now. I'm done with them. So if we measure this angle from here to here, it should be 120. Now let's get back to the array. Array classic, and then number of items, of course, 5. And I need to fill now angle to fill. For this angle to fill, I'll specify on screen. Let me see. Pick angle to fill. I want it to fill this angle, so it should be from here. Specify the angle to fill. No, that's not what I want. You click and drag. It's not what I want. Supposed to be an angle to fill. So let me say 120. Okay, angle to fill 120. Yes, and then select center point. Center point, of course, should be the center. Yes. Object is being selected, angle to fill. Object, this is the object now. Okay, all right, click or enter. Select object. So we have this, and we have 120. If you notice here, see the way it's going. It's going this other way, and I don't want it to go this way. I want it to come back down. How do I do that? Let me see if there's an option to go through the directions. Of course, there is not. So I'm going to make this minus 120. And check if that will work also. Of course, minus 120 did the job. It did it. So I'll just have to preview it. And you see we have it like so. So if you understand what I just did, please use the chat box. If you understand what just happened, use the chat box, say understand or understood. Any of them. Understand, understood, understand, understood. Okay, no problem. I will, of course. And I'll go back, escape to go back to that box. We have 360 before now, so we have 12 items. That was what I used to do these other ones, right? Please respond. You understand the way I did the first array that went 360, right? Okay, you did understand that one. So now, this second one, what happened was that I needed it to fill this angle here. And this angle, we know from the drawing that the angle is 120 to fill. Yes, this angle down here is 120 to fill. And we need to fill this angle 120 with 5 items, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for us to fill that angle with 5 items, I had to create one of them using the intersection of this point. Of course, I created this line and you understood how I did that. I created this line to intersect with this. And then I created a circle at that intersection point, like so. I created one circle and I did array classic to array these items backwards, like so. If I had started here, I would use a positive 120, which is normal 120. But since I'm coming from this, from my right to my left, I need to use a negative value to tell AutoCAD that, okay, I want this to be reversed. Instead of it to go this other way, I want it to be reversed, coming back clockwise. I need to be clockwise direction. I don't want it to go anti-clockwise, that is default direction. So if you understand what I just did, okay, let me explain again. If I impute 120 here, this is the angle to fill. And the angle to fill, 360 means it will go around the circle. If I do 180, that is half a circle, right? So it will be like this. Is it half a circle? No. Yes. So I don't want it to go this way. I want it to go 120 degrees because that is what is being shown on the drawing. 5 items will fill 120-degree angle. So instead of me to do this, I go 120. And that 120 from this preview here, it shows you that it will start from the beginning point and it goes all the way using the anti-clockwise direction. But I don't want it to go that way. I want it to go the clockwise direction. So it should start here and continue downwards. So what did I do? I come here and I tweak this by inserting a negative value there. So once I insert a negative value, it tell this, or it tell the software that, okay, I don't want it to go the default way. I want it to reverse. If you understand my explanation, please use the chat box. Understood. Understood. If you do understand, please use the chat box. Say understood. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that is good. This is a good one. I'm liking this vibe. I'm getting those, Chinagorum understands. Yeah, Chinagorum. Okay. So now I'm going to preview it to be sure of what I'm doing. Okay, we have 12 items arrayed there. So I don't want 12 items. I want just 5 items to be arrayed. So I'm just going to edit the number of items to 5 and preview it. And if I like the preview, I just right click to accept it. So now you can see like so, we're done with this first part and we just succeeded in achieving the second part. We're done with this first part, we just succeeded this part. And now we're continuing. We're not going to end until we've gotten all we want. Now, if you notice right here, you will see that there are 2 circles, this first one and the second one. Yeah, there are 2 circles, this first one and the second one. Now you see the way they did it. They're trying to show you that it's going like this. And we will make a first circle of diameter 4 and the second circle diameter 6. That means this time we're not going to be using the radius command. We're going to be using the diameter command. And if you notice, from this center down to this point, you will see something that is being cut there. And I don't know how they did that cut, how much offset and distance they have there. So it is assumed that you can create yours by yourself. Okay, and there is no other drawing proceeding that shows the offset distance. So it's trying to tell you that, okay, you have the right to create your own offset distance and make it look as much as you want it to look. So that's what we're going to do. Since there is no detail there, we're just going to make sure it's like this. From here to here should be 110 degrees. And of course, from here to here will be 110, and from here to here will be 110 degrees. So we're going to create this circle and make this shape, and then we can array that shape round if we wish to do so. So let's get to work. This will be a little bit tricky, so pay attention. Do we have time? Yes, we do have a little time. Okay. Annotation. We've not started our annotation. We're just doing the practical drawing just to, make way for the annotation. Just doing that to make way for the annotation. Okay, now let's continue. We need 2 circles, diameter 4 and diameter 6. Now the first circle, should go the first circle. I need it to be at the center of this circle, which is here. I pick it. And instead of me to impute the radius or just calculate the diameter with what I know about the radius, calculate the radius with what I know about the diameter, I'm going to hit my keyboard shortcut D to activate this diameter, or I can click on this diameter. In this case, let me just click on diameter. After clicking on diameter, you can now impute your diameter value. The first one is 4. And I repeat circle, same place. I'll pick here as my point, or over around this side to get the center point. Pick the center point. And the next one will be diameter 6. So just hit D, enter for diameter, and then I insert 6. So we have our 2 circles. Now, here comes the tricky part. I need to rotate one item, or I need to create something. What do I do? Okay. I'll create a line. I'll create a line of distance from this point there down to wherever I want. I can create it to infinity, but not infinity in this case. So then I will have to rotate this line to get what I want. So I highlight the line I want to rotate. I'll use my rotate command. Of course, select your base point, which is the center. Something is happening there. Who noticed it? That line was not at the center. So I'm going to make it from the center. Drag you down to this point, of course. Yes, now we have a line at the center. Now I'm going to rotate that line. I'm clicking on my rotate tool, selecting the object to rotate. This is the line I want to rotate, right? Not this other line, but this line. Now, enter. When I do the enter, I select my base point. In this case, it's this endpoint right here. Or let me see if I can trace the center point. Okay, yeah, that is it. So now, we need to rotate it. And they said the angle of rotation is what? 110. So we need to rotate it by 110 for my angle of rotation. And remember, it goes anti-clockwise. That means if I put 110, it means it will go this way, 110. But I want it to come this way. How do I do that? Turn off F8. I need to come this way, yes. So I impute 110, the rotation angle, 110, and see where it goes. No, sorry, I'm going to use minus 110. Now you see, we have our line. We have our line like so. Hello, can you hear me? Please, if you can hear me, use the chat box. Okay, yes, you can hear me. Okay, now we're going to make those cuts with this. As you can see, 110, 110, 110. Now I've gotten this part of the circle, and this is all I need. This part here is all I need, and I need to arrange this other part. Before I do that, I'll need to trim off some other parts. So I will get a perfect look of what I need. Now, I'll trim off this part. I don't need this part for now. I will explain why as we go. So just bear with me, and I can take this off. I'm trying to construct the shape I saw there. So I'll do this, no, there first, and then this, and then this, of course. We'll do this, and then this. This is a little bit getting tricky, so I'm just going to trim off this part and this part. Let me just trim off all of them. And this part. So since we've done this, I'm going to join all these items together. This one and this one by using the command J. You remember J, right? It's the same thing by going, it's the same thing as going to the modify tab and clicking on join, this join here. You just type J on your keyboard and enter, and it does the magic for you. So we've gotten this shape. Now I want to array this shape. Now you understand why I did the trim. So I will get that exact look like we have so. I want to get it the way it is. So I will array it by, I will array it to fill 360, and I need the number of items to be 3. So you get the point now. We have time here to have a little time. Okay, so let's go. Are you gaining value from this class? Please, if you're gaining value, please use the chat box. Say value, please. Okay. So now I'm going to array that. Okay. Of course, they're getting value. And I like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 person. Array classic. Center point. Of course, it should be the center point of this circle, which is this point right here. And select object. Have I selected the object? Selected this object, and I did a right click to get to this point. And then what am I using? I need 3 items to fill 360 degrees. And I've selected my center point and I've selected objects. I just go to preview. You can see what's happening, right? You can see what is happening. If you can see what is happening, please use the chat box. Say yes, sing. You sing. If you can see what's happening. Okay. Okay. So that is how you know. It's not casted on stone. You just need to find your way around it. Okay. Okay. Now let's continue. If you're satisfied with this, as the command line says, pick or press escape to return to a dialog box. Now right click to accept the array. I will just do a right click to accept this because this is what I want. And of course, we have it like so, just like we have in the picture. So we have it like so. So you see, it's not hard to do all these things. Now, what you need to do is a little bit of housekeeping, and then, of course, you should have done your layers, arrangements, and all that. So I'm just going to bring this here and make a quick one. I'm making all the geometries because they're all of the same line size, sorry, line width. I'm going to make all the geometry will be in the object layer. I'm just going to create a layer for objects. And I'm going to create a layer for dimensions. Okay, so now I'm going to set just a little set. The color of the dimensions should be a little bit gray. Bring you here. Color of the dimension should be a little bit like this. Okay, and the objects can be normal. No, the object will be darker. I want the objects to be darker. I need it to be something like this. Okay. So it has more prominence. Okay, now the line type, we also need center lines. So I'm going to create a layer for center lines. Or hidden line, yes, hidden line will generalize it. Hidden geo, that will work. Now, you know why it copied this color was because this object layer was selected before I created a new layer. So it copied the properties of this object layer. So that explains it. And the hidden line will be all grayed out. Okay, now I have a challenge. The hidden line should be, okay, it should be grayed and transparent. Yes, that will solve that. And line width, for all these, I'm going to use 0.25. I'm going to use 0.25. I'm going to use 0.25. Line width, I'm going to use 0.25 for all other lines except the object. Which did I know? Object will be 5.5. Object will be 0.5 because I need it to be more prominent. And others will be 0.25. Yes. Dimensions also. Let me make dimension 0.3. Okay. I'll make dimension 0.3, hidden geometry 0.25, and we're good to go. So now colors done. Line type for dimensions should be continuous. Line type for hidden geometry should be hidden lines. So I'll go to line type. I don't want it to be continuous. I need it to be hidden line. So I'm just going to load it. You understand all this process? I did it before now. I'm going to load up this and select hidden. Hidden. I'm not going to use this. Should I use this one? No, I won't use that one. There's this type of hidden line. Phantom, I think. Phantom. Yes. Phantom would work. So phantom. Yes. And okay it. And then I select phantom and okay it also. So our hidden line should be phantom. Object, of course, continuous, and the weight is 0.5. Now I'll close this since it's been set. Now there is something you need to do before starting your dimensions, and that will help you. Any new dimension you create, you don't need to go and select dimension layer before creating your dimension. Just know how you spelled your dimension layer. Okay, I need to edit one property. I said I will make our hidden line transparent, a little bit transparent. So I'm just going to make that changes. So the hidden line, this is it. Transparency should increase to 60%. And okay. Okay, so now that is it. So then let me continue. So you just need to know how you spelled your dimension lines, like how you spell the name for the dimension, or you just need to know the name of your dimension layer. Okay. So once you know the name of your dimension layer, what you need to do is type dim layer. From AutoCAD 2016 upwards, they have this option from AutoCAD 2016. If you use dim layer and you select the value, once you select dim layer, it will ask you to enter new value for dim layer. It's asking you to enter the layer name that you want all your dimensions created on this drawing to go to. So any new dimension you're creating, it will go to that name you assign to this. Any name you assign to this box here. If I assign layer 0, it means all my dimensions will be going into layer 0. But in this case, I'm going to use dimensions, right? I did dimensions, right? Dimensions. Was that what I did? If this was the name I gave to our dimension layer, please use yes. If you remember the name, use yes. And if this is the name I use, if this was the name, this is the name of them. Okay, so I believe that is it. So after inputting the name of the layer you want to direct all your dimensions, so just hit enter. Now I don't need to go and select the dimension layer. Of course, you see it's in layer 0. But if I create a dimension here, like I'm going to do right now, if I create a dimension here, you see what will happen. Let's say I want this dimension to go like so. And I leave it. Now, if I select this dimension, you see automatically it takes it to the dimension layer. Did you see that? It's not black magic. It's nothing other than AutoCAD. If you see that and if you understand that, please type in the chat section understood. Okay, Chizzy understands. Okay. Fafure John, you're welcome. It's been a while, and sorry you're late. You will need to go and watch this video. I think you will need to watch this video in particular because there is a lot to gain from it. I believe you can hear me actually. Okay, everybody here understands what I did, and everybody understood what I did. So I'm going to continue. Okay, I'm going to continue. Now I'm going to move some of these geometries to their layers, their respective layers. So I'm just going to start with this. I'm going to start with all of them actually, but I will exempt some, which are these ones here. Okay, those are the lines. I don't want the lines to be selected, so the lines are off, and of course this hidden line here should be off. After that hidden line goes off, I'll take off another hidden line, which is this hidden line right here. Take it off. Okay, so we have it like so, and I'm going to move all of this to the object layer. So now they all have properties of that object layer. So you have them like so. I don't like the color of the object layer. No. It's not, it doesn't look too good. I don't know who agrees with me. I'm going to make it bright. Like so. Okay. I think this one looks cool. Yeah. Okay. Chinagoma agrees with me, of course. We have two now. Okay, now we have this. If I turn on the line weight, you will see what I mean. So that is it. I'll just turn it off for a while. And let's continue. 45, we have less than 15 minutes to go. What else? What do I need to do next? I need to move the hidden lines to their hidden stuff. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take these ones. They're all hidden lines. And they should go to where they belong. Okay, I come here, I take them to hidden geo. And I don't know why I can't see the line type. Okay, LT scale should do. Let me see, 4.5. I don't know why this is not working out, but let me do something. I want to try out something. If oh. Okay. Okay, so I think that is it. That's the cause of it. So I'm going to adjust the line type scale to make sure it fits in properly. Ctrl Z, 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 Ctrl Z. Now I'm going to move all of this to the hidden line. Oh, okay. I get that. That's how most people get ideas actually to make all those illustrations. They just look at something that is existing and try to replicate it. And then in the process of replicating it, they'll be like, wow, this thing will look good for a logo actually. And sometimes that's how they get their inspiration. So now I'm going to edit the line type scale for these lines and make them 0.25. Okay, so we have the hidden lines. But I don't want them that way too. I need to reduce it more further. To reduce it further to 0.025. It's now to plenty. 0.1. 1. Okay. Wow. Point 1 is still not showing me what I want. But we all understand what is going on, so I won't really stress much on that. If you understand what's going on there, okay, if you don't understand, I'll just explain briefly. It's just the line type scale. In this case, because okay, these lines are long enough, you can see the indications of a hidden line. But for this one here, you can't see it because okay, it's small. You understand? So I'm going to change something here and make it fit. I'm going to change the line type of this and make it just hidden. So ISO dash would work in this case, right? Yes, ISO dash would work. We can get smaller dash lines like this. It will also work. Download it and okay. So we have them and it's working perfectly, like so. Okay, you can now see it clearly. We've created our piece of geometry, as you can see, and we did proper drawing management. We did proper drawing management by creating layers for them so we can easily manipulate their properties. So now it's time to put in some dimensionings. And I'm not going to do it for all of the objects as seen on screen. I'm just going to do it for select objects to indicate some things. And for that regard, I'm going to move to hidden geometry, create a line, comes this way, down, orthogonal restriction. Okay. And I'll do match properties, copy the properties of this, and extend it to this to make it look like that one. So they are now ejima for the Igbo people that understands that. If you don't understand, it means they are now twins. Okay, so we've gotten that, and now we need to get the one that goes this way. Of course, remember, I can rotate and copy this item. Just click on it, click on rotate, select my base point, which is the end point of that line, or this point here. And then I'll use the copy option. After I use the copy option, I impute my rotational angle, which is minus 110. Okay, I have that. So now let me start dimensioning these things. So we won't have much of time to waste. Now dimension, I'm just coming here. I'll pick angular dimension. I need to get the dimension of this angle from here to here. So we have 110, like so. I don't need this to come out this much. I'm going to trim it. If you're following me up to this point, please use the chat box. Let me be sure I'm not alone. I am not alone. Okay. Cheese is following me, of course. I've got followers here. I've got no followers on. Yeah, okay, I'm not alone. Wow, that's good. So you understand, right? If you understand, please use the chat box. Say understood. I'm going to do that for Angular. And then next one is we have another Angular measurement. Another Angular measurement right here. between this and this. And I'm just going to leave that because it will be so big on it, and I don't want to do the drawing manager today. I did it the last time. And what else? You do not understand, Favorite John. I'm really sorry about this. You know, we've already come to the end of today's class according to our time. But I would advise you to please just go back after today's class and watch the videos. It will really help you. Today's class was a good one. Okay, good. I would advise you to just watch the video, and then if you have any question, you can reach out to me. You have my phone number. You have my Slack channel. You can reach out to me, and I will respond to you. Okay, so that is it. You just put the dimensions where they should be. And then for the annotation, like I said today, we're going to do a little bit of text. And we have two types of text, single line and multi-line. They are just what they say. Multi-line means that you want to draw a note. So, sorry, you want to create a note. So you use the multi-line text to create a note by selecting this drop down, or you go to your Annotate tab and select any of this. Of course, you can set your text type and all that with all these settings, annotative and standard. We all know the difference between annotative and standard, right? I believe you know this. Annotative and non-annotative. Let me just use that. A text that is annotative, or a dimension that is annotative, and the one that is not annotative. Let me make an example of that. Current drawing, we have 1:1 for our scale. We have 1:1 for our scale. And I am going to draw two objects, and I'll do this. This is not supposed to be here. I need it to be on the object. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do another one. No, I'll just copy this one. Okay, so that is it. I copied that. Now I'm going to arch it. I'm going to arch this. I'm going to arch this also. Just simple arch. I want the second arch to be annotative. So I'm going to select arch. Second arch should be annotative. And I select this one. Okay, so now I want dimension 1. And for this dimensioning, I want this one to be annotative. I want one to be annotative and the other not annotative. So I'll start with the non-annotative dimensioning. Also standards, blah, 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 modify, come down to here, scale, dimension, annotative, and then set current, close, want to dimension this. Okay. You are creating an annotative object. Set the dimension scale to the scale at which the annotation is intended to display. So now this is trying to tell you that, okay, if you set it to this scale, it means anyhow you adjust your scale later after, it will remain like so, according to the scale factor you impute here. So I'm going to use 1:1 in this case. and do this. I want to dimension this. Okay, we have this diameter dots, and then the second one, I need this annotation to go off. Come again. This shortcut for 215 is not there. I just have to leave that. Can't see that shortcut here. Just go back. Select this. Now let's see something. I'll come here and change this from 1:1 to 1:30. Let me go to my layout. Put this on. And then I need to create a new layout sheet. Well, we're already 12 o'clock. Okay, so you know what will happen? I'm going to leave this class for our next session. I will discuss all about annotation and how it amounts with model space and all that. Do you agree with me? Because we cannot continue this now. If we continue this now, it will take our time and I won't really explain what I want to explain today. Do you agree with me? Okay, Chinagorma agrees with me. Who else agrees with me? No other person agrees with me. Wow. Okay. I don't know that person agrees with me. Okay. So now, I hope you got value from this particular class. If you got value, please use the chat box, say value. If you got value, please use the chat box, say value. Okay. If you got value, Cheesy and Chinagoron, of course, you got value. Omorishola got value. Okay. They also got value. Yes, today we did work on some things, and for the annotation part, I talked about two types of text, multi-line and single line. A multi-line simply means that you want to write a note and you can type as much as you want Yeah. Once this is created, it creates an environment for you to, type. And of course, you can see this looks like Microsoft Word. So you can edit the parameters to suit whatever you want to edit. You can add symbols and that. These are mathematical symbols and all. So you can do your spell checking and maybe type as much as you want. Enter, type, enter. That's why it's called multi-line. You can create multi-lines of text with this. I'm just typing some things I don't even know what to do. So that is it. So once you're done with this, you can only go out by clicking here. Just click this. And you're good. You have your text like so. Now, the next one is single line text. This one works like you want to maybe just name something. Let's say you want to name this thing gear. Okay, you can just call it a gear or something, or just name it anything you want. Now you need to justify this. What it means, like how you want to align it, or if you want to edit the styling. Of course, the styling can be edited while you're doing it. But this, once you click on justify, you need to specify how you want your text to be displayed. If you want it to be aligned to the left, aligned to the center, right align, align, middle, fit, and all that. I usually use this fit. I don't use all these other ones. What I do is I click on fit, and I will specify how I want it. So this is my first point. I want the second point to end here, and click to drop. Specify height. Now you input the height. You can also do this. Let's say I want the height of my text to be this high, or this long, or this tall. Then I type. Now it will fit in whatever I type to that space. Let's say I type just one letter. You see, the letter will fit in this space. And I know what I want to type is just my name. Of course, you see, if I want to add maybe an initial E dot, you see, you know what you want to type, and you know the amount of space needed to fit in what you want to type. Or you can just do this, and it goes. Once you're done, just double tap your enter button, and you're good. Remember, with the multi-line text, even if you tap your enter button up to 100 times, it won't go out of the command unless you use that checkbox. But for this, for you to go out of the command, just double tap enter. Do you understand this? Please, if you understand this, use the chat box. Say yes. I understand, bro. If you understand this, please use the chat box. Say yes or understood. Seven minutes, please. 7 minutes. Not really. Celestine. Okay, Celestine, we'll have to do that for the next class, because as it stands now, I am not a fan of this. I've used up my time, and it's 4 minutes beyond my class time. So we'll have to do it. Or maybe you drop your question on Slack and I'll respond to you. I can hold the private session with you if you want. So to edit this text, what you need to do is just double click on it. Just move around it, double click on it, and you have an option to edit the text. That is how you edit your text. Just move around it and double click, and you can edit your text. Same thing for your dimension text. If you want to edit it, just move around the text and double click, so you can edit that. If you understand it, please use the chat box. Say yes. Okay, okay. Yes, we've come to the end of today's class. If you have any questions, please drop them on Slack and I'll respond to them one after the other. If you have any concerns, you can reach out to me on Slack. Thank you very much for attending today's class. It was a very exciting one, and I'm really glad you were here.